From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
Did you forget that I've got a thing called emotion? You live and you let till you start to bleed. How would I know? 'Cause you left my wound wide open. Just for how long you let it bleed?
It's Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studio, on the ones and twos, our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
And Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey, everybody.
And down the road in Nashville, author, speaker, podcaster, aspiring cowgirl, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents. Man, have I said lately, I'm having the best time. Y'all are the most fun.
Annie is having the best time, except I don't know if we should talk about it or not, but Annie's got a little beef with me right now.
Jesse,
and she
are
was
we
not
starting
happy
this
with
right now?
me this morning. Cameron,
It's
you
true.
can do we can intro the show,
Okay,
and then
here's
you
a
can
couple
air your
things.
grievance. We can settle this beef. We can squash this beef right now.
Let's talk about a slice. I got a slice for you. Let's go.
It's a great show coming up late. Coming up later, we talked to John Mark Comer on the show.
Adore him.
Jesse and I were with him in Atlanta last week and recorded a great conversation.
Man, his just a little tease. Like, his new book is fascinating. I read a ton of books that come in. Have you read God Has a Name, Annie?
Yes, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable. Like, there's
He
stuff
is
in there and
so
stuff that came
smart.
in the interview that I just had, I've been a Christian my entire life. And I was like, I've never thought about that before. That is
right.
I never met John Mark Comer before, right? And Jesse and I were at a table with 10 people. He was on the other side of the table, and Jesse's like, "Oh, I'm actually about to go interview John Mark Comer. He's right there about his new book." I said, "What's his book name?" He said, "God Has a Name." And I lean over and I go, ironically, at the end of the book, big spoiler alert, turns out it's Frank. And Jesse and I are just kind of chuckling to each other and whatever. And then it turns out this guy is like the nicest guy in the world and it would crush him if you made a joke like that. Yeah. So
he would have gone, yeah, but it's Yahweh though.
Right. He totally would have. You're right.
He's that's funny. That's funny. It's actually Elohim. But you can say Frank.
I'll tell you, his Bridgetown Church's podcast is one I do not miss every week. He is one of my very favorite teachers in the nation.
He's probably the person I get asked second most when people find out I work for Relevant Magazine. He's the person I get asked the second most about, like, oh, have you ever gotten to talk to John Mark Comer? People are like,
Really?
people are extremely excited about the
Yeah,
idea.
he's just
I
really
don't. I've never
smart.
interviewed him. I've never met him, so I have to disappoint them. But the person I get asked most about is if I ever get to hang out with Annie F. Downs.
Yeah, that's what I was
The
going to
answer of
hope.
which is going to be.
For some reason, people ask me a lot about Scott Baio. I don't know why. You talk to Scott Baio today? No, I literally haven't thought about Scott Baio in years.
Oh,
I don't know if
Jesse,
you
your
talked to him.
brain.
He's Chachi. Chachi? Remember Chachi?
Scott Baio blocked me.
Bob
Scott
Loblaw?
Baio blocked
Bob
me on
Loblaw.
Twitter.
Blah, blah, blah. That's right.
He's got some problematic politics from what I understand, but I'm a fan of the work back in the Chachi days. Just didn't know if you talked to him, that's all.
if you listen to last Friday's podcast, you know that today, October 23rd, obviously, time warp continuum. You're hearing something that was recorded previously. Today, October 23rd, Jesse and I are on airplanes heading to space camp. So after this show, say a little prayer for Jesse's scuba experience excursion.
Yeah.
So
Jesse.
I still haven't officially sent the confirmation email that I'm doing the scuba experience, but I probably will.
But Cameron said +1 on his, and he just guessed on your scuba size. So best of luck. You're either going to drown or get squeezed.
He gave me an extra small, so I'm going to be, have the breath sucked out of me in that thing.
That's funny. All right, so on the Tuesday episode, we always do our slices, and we have our guests, and we do our Ask Jesse segment at the end of the show. As we were getting to record in the pre-production discussion, there was a little bit of a beef. There was a little bit of a beef that I discovered between the two of you.
Beef.
It's a huge beef. Listen, we're just going to pull back the curtain.
Pull back the curtain a little bit further before you get started. Did we not? We talked on the phone yesterday about something, right? On the phone.
Yes.
You and I.
Yes.
And I said, there are some things that I can be. Did I not say these exact words? I think people would be surprised, but there are certain things I'd be a little bit of a control freak about.
Yes, you
did I
did
not
say
tell
those
you
words.
that in a conversation 24 hours ago?
And
That's
if
right.
you think that's the first time I knew that about you, you are wrong. I've known that since I started on the show.
So
Wow.
we were
This is getting
talking
really
about
hot.
slices. So
getting
before
hot.
the show, even though it doesn't sound like we prepare, we do prepare the content that you are about to listen to. And so Tyler and Annie and Jesse will discuss their slices that they're going to
Well,
bring.
that's a real generous way to say what happens, Cameron. Let's actually tell people what happens.
All right, go for
Tyler
it.
and Annie, or whoever else is on the show, will go and search endlessly for a slice that will please the slice czar, Jesse Carey.
That's right.
And we turn them in, and 1 out of 9 times it gets accepted, and 8 out of 9 times Jesse politely declines it. And today I was sure.
I look when we were texting back and forth. I look back at the text thread. Most of them are me politely declining your slice ideas.
1,000%.
I gotta say, Annie, I'm on your side. I have your back. I'm probably at like a 95% acceptance
Yeah, don't
rate
do
with
this. Don't
slices.
do this.
Oh,
Don't. Just. I mean, Cameron, you don't even know this. At points, I've said to Jesse, "Will you just describe for me what I'm doing wrong?" Because if
did
you
I
could
not give
just
you? I gave you. Okay, to be fair.
to who?
I gave
You or me?
to your comment. I gave you 2 very specific reasons why each of your selections didn't work today. Did I not?
okay.
Wait,
Did I
stop,
not?
Stop. No. This isn't fair. I need to explain to the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lay
So
it
we
out.
turn
Lay
in
it
2
out.
slices. So Cameron, here are the 2 slices I brought to Jesse today
Let's hear
that
it.
I think are actually brilliant. And for the person listening, if you thought, what would Jesse Carey? Because when I'm searching for slices, that's what I'm doing. WWJD. What would Jesse do? Like which slices? That's the only person I'm trying to please here. My first slice is they have found in the world the fattest bear ever. Of course, Jesse is going to love a fat bear story. Nope. Jesse turned down the fat bear story because he says it's too visual. And I'm like, I write books for my job, Jesse. I can describe a fat bear to an audience.
But I'm just saying,
I
when you
can
say
handle that.
fat, I don't know that you need more description other than fat bear. Someone's like, hey, they found the world's fattest bear.
Aren't
And it's
all
like,
bears fat?
I can
In
picture
my
it like
mind,
a very fat
in my
bear.
mind, we could have guessed around about what the fattest bear would weigh and where they found the fattest bear. And
I've seen the Country Bear Jamboree. I know what a really fat bear looks like, and they sing baritone.
okay, listen. So there you go. So
Okay.
that was my first slice, was a fat
I
bear.
chuckled at the picture of the fat bear. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't know without the picture would I chuckle.
But the slices said no to the fat bear, even though a fat bear is hilarious and very faith meets culture.
Interesting.
Very faith meets
Interesting.
culture. And
Yeah.
so I felt like that was a really brilliant
The
slice.
intersection of faith and culture. Yeah, right there. Fat bear.
So I politely said probably too visual.
What
Then-
else? Yeah.
He said, what else you got? Which is like the last thing I want to hear 18 minutes before we start a show when I've been trolling the internet for 2 days. So fat bear gets rejected. So I get on the search and I get in on the search hard and I come up with, again, another excellent Jesse centric slice that one of the Bush daughters felt like the White House is haunted.
And what was my reply? Word for word.
Okay. Hold on. Let's just, if we're going to get lawyer on
If
us,
you want to be fair,
Gotta bring the
fair,
receipts.
I'm going there. You said
bring the
it
receipt.
might be, you said, because you always try to be polite when you're shooting me down. So you said,
That's true.
That's true.
it might be a little too supernaturally. Is that not where faith meets
Amy,
culture?
I'm sorry, we're not a
Is
ghost
that
show.
not- Is
We
the
are-
supernatural not where faith meets culture?
okay.
We're not a ghost show.
People, stop being polite. Start getting real. That's what's happening right now. We're not a ghost show. Not a ghost show.
But
Listen, and I
they
told you this
heard
before.
A piano being played in a fireplace.
I told you
That's
this
hilarious.
before. If the world's fattest bear had something to do with the White House haunting, you could bring it. If maybe the world's fattest bear ate a former resident of the White House who now haunts the premises, we got a story. We got a story. I
Jesse,
don't
I'm
know
just
that either of
saying,
those.
I don't know what else to do to please you except bringing the fattest bear in a haunted White House, and I feel like that
Annie,
is.
I'm a tough but fair coach.
I'm guessing, and I've been on the sidelines. I'm just the host. I don't bring the content. I've been
No,
on the
you don't.
sidelines
You
for
really
12
don't.
years, and my guess is what Jesse's looking for is something that could spark a conversation.
That's who I thought the fattest bear was, Cameron. I thought the fattest bear was a great conversation waiting to happen.
I've got
If you're at
a
a
lot of
cocktail-
thoughts on the
if you-
haunted White House
You're,
situation.
you're at a cocktail party this weekend, okay? or whatever, wherever adult conversations happen. You sidle up, people are talking about,
A dinner party.
Politics, the start of sports seasons, adult topics.
Jesse,
And
if
you
you
say-
think
and
anything
you-
from
you
this
say-
show comes
you-
up in a cocktail party,
You
you're on
say-
the wrong.
You guys hear about this world's fattest bear? No. Well, the thing is, they found one. But then you think about it, you're like,
It was
there's
National
always a
Bear
world-
Week.
There's always a world, but here's the thing, Annie. There's always a world's fattest bear. There's always a bunch of bears, and one of them's got to be the fattest. It's just not news. It's just not news.
That's true.
There's always been a world's fattest bear. There always will be a world's fat. If we're down to
But
two
they
bears,
haven't ever
if we are
found
down to
him.
the last two bears, one of them's the world's fattest bear. If we're down to one bear, if we're down to one bear,
But not, they
He's the
don't
world's
always
fattest bear.
get in the news. But during National Bear Week, they were in the news, and I felt proud. I pull news articles all week long, and I drop them into this one channel on Slack that no one else can see in my company because I feel like I'll look like a psychopath. But I find all these slices. And I think this is going to make Jesse happy. This is going to make Jesse happy. And every time it's like a moving target. It's a moving target. Every time that I know exactly how to aim my brilliance, he moves the target.
Well, hey, but that's a spiritual principle. I mean, that's new wine. God's doing a new thing. We're not going to stay where we were. The line moves. So yeah, I
Every
like it.
single dang week, Cameron.
Yeah, God's mercies are new every morning. I mean, literally every
I'm
morning.
doing-
did you just swear, Annie? Did you just swear at me? Did I make Annie F. Downs cuss on a podcast?
You did.
I tell you that hour.
I'm
Listen,
so
I will say
heated.
this: had the world's fattest bear done something newsworthy, you could bring him as a slice.
So Jesse, I'm actually
World's fattest bear exists.
If
I'm
he'd gotten
sorry.
saved, if he'd sang in a jail, if he
If he was arrested, if he had lost weight, world's fattest bear goes on diet. There we go. Now
no
we're talking.
longer the world's fattest bear. I'm intrigued by your filter that you asked her, the dinner party thing. So what you're looking for is
is news to
a
me.
entertaining piece of content for a dinner party conversation.
which has never been a single slice anyone's ever brought.
I don't know
That's
about
true.
that.
Wow.
That's
Andy, you've
interesting,
got lots
though.
of slices that I've brought up.
I was planning.
over.
I was planning on squashing this beef. I think you've just further ignited it, Annie, with your
I have been such
with your vitriol
I've
towards
been
me.
such a
And my process.
an enjoyable and polite co-host until
Gloves
you
coming
killed
off.
both my slices today, and you
Gloves
now
come
you're
off.
messing.
I am really intrigued to see what made the cut. I'm like, I can't
I'll
wait
tell
to
you
see
what
what
made
this.
the cut. A slice that Jesse sliced over to me.
Because you
I
said
never
you have
found it.
anything? Okay. All right, Annie, let's call a truce right now. If you want to talk about the world's fattest bear, you know what? I rescind. We can talk about it. Let's talk about him. Or during slices, we can talk about world's fattest bear. You win. You win.
And that's the secret. It seems like you could, instead of making it your official slice, just sort of drop it in, like find an avenue in the, in the banter, which has now been going on for a solid 15 minutes.
Annie, you
just drop
what
it in
she
like,
did,
hey,
she Chris Angel mind freaked me because she wanted to talk about this world's fattest bear one way or the other. And guess what? We've been talking about it for 10 minutes. You win, Annie. You win.
The thing is, I'm never going to secretly drop a slice because Jesse and I both know that he rejected a slice. And then if I bring it up, I'm literally going to get fired. I mean, literally, I will.
live.
The
We're
SAR
live.
will
He
take
can't-
me out.
He can't pivot. He can't slam the brakes. We're recording right now.
No,
Chandler's
but
back
as soon
there.
as
He's
we
got too
hang
much
up,
going on.
as soon as we're done, he can send me a little text message. Annie, noticed you brought up that slice that we had talked about. It's no big deal, no big deal. But if
You make me sound so passive aggressive.
next time, Annie, if you wouldn't
sounds like the
mind, if
Office
we
Space boss.
discuss a slice and I tell you not to bring it, if you wouldn't mind not bringing it, that would be
I'm gonna
great.
need you to come
So
in on the
thanks.
weekend.
Have a good afternoon.
Hey, Annie, your fears might be founded because we don't really know what happened to Eddie. So
Yeah. That last slice knocked him out of the game.
that's what I'm saying.
I know.
You might. That's scary.
I'm just saying, everybody thinks we're all brilliant slice bringers, but the truth is, Jesse slices our slices constantly. And my whole office floor is full of slices that could have been.
I can tell this is a sensitive topic. I will be more passive in my passive aggressive feedback next week. Even more passive. Annie, first let me affirm.
Jesse,
you in
I
a
just
few
want to
ways.
please you, and it doesn't ever happen.
I'm a difficult person to please. I am, just a difficult human. I mean, I feel like you would have known that by now, Annie.
Now you've turned yourself into the victim when it's my slices that have been sliced. You've managed to spin this around so that poor Jesse. No, that's the slice I'm bringing. Is that this is not
people
Annie.
heard Annie. People heard exactly what happened.
All we know is hurt people hurt people.
Hurt
you know?
people, hurt people, Jesse.
I'm a 9. I'm a peacemaker. Yeah, I want to resolve that. I don't
Wait,
like
so
tension.
are you really telling me, Tyler, that
don't like
95% of your slices get through?
Oh, yeah.
I got turned down today for one, but I would say
Wow.
I would say it's not too.
We are going to
Cameron
have.
said, "Oh yeah," like he knows. You don't know Cameron Strang.
Oh, I'm in the editorial planning meetings. 95% of Tyler's ideas get through, not just slices, just in general. I mean, he's spot on. Wait,
we can
cranks
suggest
it on the
other things
ballpark.
besides slices. Y'all never told me that.
well, like editorial plan, like magazine ideas.
Yeah,
And
I will say
website
this:
and all.
95% of the time, he doesn't suggest we get a Scott Baio cover. That no, it's a hard no, Tyler. I don't care.
Getting
I don't
one
care
no,
how many
getting
people.
one no on that was enough.
I don't care how many people are asking you if you talk to Scott Baio. Don't talk to Scott Baio. It doesn't matter. Bad idea, Tyler.
I was going to suggest a one-time segment in which Annie just does a huge dump of all her rejected slices.
It should be.
Just
It's a
talks
special
about
episode. Let's do it, Annie.
Just the headline.
Annie, do like a 5 for next week. You can have the whole segment next week.
Well, hey, on Friday's show, coming up this week, Friday's show, Annie will be in
the
the studio
studio.
with us,
That's true.
recording
This would be a
live.
great time.
This would.
Man, all I have to do is push a button and Jesse gets disconnected and I'm there in the studio.
Yeah.
You could.
Oh, this
you,
is going to be great. We can just mute Jesse. Jesse, I won't disconnect you. I like you so much, but I
you
may
won't
mute
disconnect me. You'll mute my mic. So I'm like, no, don't
That's
say
right.
that. Don't bring up the world's
That's right.
fattest trout. That's not newsworthy. And I'm just shouting to myself in my room. Annie, please make every one of your slices about the fattest animal in several species.
Every week, Jesse, my first offer to you is going to be a fattest animal slice.
No, you need
and
to
when you turn
listen,
that one
you
down,
need to sandbag me the first one. You need to do a story, the first one that you know I'm not going to choose. And then so the second
Yeah.
one will be like, oh, okay, well, she tried one. Well, we'll go.
Well,
with
she
this.
tried.
We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
She's
probably
better than
got
the other
something.
one.
I mean,
yeah.
tell the truth, Jesse. A few weeks ago, didn't I say, Jesse, tell me how to pick a slice? If none of these are making you happy, tell me how to pick a slice.
That is really funny. I mean, if you're a good coach, Jesse, you would develop your roster. You would help them get better, other than
I'm more
just,
of a coach that just shouts at my players. And you know,
you're a
Yeah.
Stan Van Gundy.
yeah.
He just tells us what we do wrong. He doesn't tell us what we do
Yeah.
right.
Annie, let me tell you what you have done right. You are very good at identifying the animal that is far heavier than other animals that are like you. And I don't know anyone who can do it like you. And like I've seen fat bears. We all have. Bears, I feel like their natural disposition is very large.
Is fat.
That was absolutely the world's fattest in that picture.
Oh my God.
Like,
In that picture, which I will be describing to everyone once we start slices.
here's how I would describe it. Imagine a fat bear. Now imagine him way fatter. The world's fattest bear. That's a visual? Well, guess what? This week, they found him. What do you got, Tyler?
Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts.
That's a show worth downloading. That's for sure. All right. Well, moving the show along. It's time for
Slices.
All right. What do you have, Jesse?
Man, the pressure's really on now, isn't it?
I know. That's like, this is,
No, because you decide
Because
whether it works or
I don't
not.
run them by anybody. Yeah,
You don't run
I'm
them by
my own filter.
anybody.
That's right. Well, here's my entry point into it. I need to borrow $8 million.
me too.
So
Now this is good. So this is great content already.
yeah, now people at the cocktail party is like, here, this guy's either in debt to like loan sharks $8 million, or he's going to tell me a really piece of interesting news here involving $8 million. So there is a Cameron. I feel like this is you and I. We've talked about iterations of stories like these for a while, and this is a dream of you and I. So I feel like we can launch a GoFundMe, and with our connections, realistically try to get this $8 million, because there is an island off the coast of England called Drake's Island that is for sale right now for $8 million. That's cool to have a private island, right? $8 million is a lot. Here's the thing. It has a 16th century fortress on the island.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is a fortified island, and there are tunnels, secret tunnels, running in and out of all the barracks of this ancient castle on an island. So evidently, like back in the day, Sir Francis Drake used it to launch ships on his global explorations. He built a castle back in 1577. So over the years, it's been like a prison. It's been like a military barracks. It's been like a monastery. And right now, they're selling it free and clear for $8 million. You can have a fortified island. And
was it like part of the British fleet? Was it a Viking outpost? Like, do we know the history?
Yeah. So it was I think Sir Francis Drake under the time he was flying initially. He was going, I think, under the Spanish flag, but it's changed hands a bunch of times. So it was at one point like Spanish, and then as empires in Europe changed, it is property of like England for a while. But every time it changed hands, they used it for something else. So at one time you had a prison in there, but it has a whole compound of secret tunnels. I don't know where else we're going to have this opportunity for $8 million. That's a lot of money, but there are like really nice houses that cost $8 million, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, but none of us live in them.
That's true.
You can make that back in a single tourist season.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. $8 million, because I already know who I'm targeting. And this is the perfect time of year. We have to get our ducks in a row pretty soon. Yeah. It would be the world's largest and scariest hell house. I would take you through drunk driving scenes. I would take all the hits in secret 16th century underground tunnels. I would have to charge probably around $1,200 a head to make back the $8 million. But I mean, what's cooler than taking a boat out to the island to go to a hell house? You know,
small price to pay for your eternal soul.
Thank you.
Salvation.
Thank you. And when I immediately declare it sovereign and under my own law, it's already fortified. Come at me. I got a whole system of tunnels and a jail. I'll throw you in there. You act up on my island, you go to old creepy medieval jail. That's already built in. It's a win-win.
Love it.
Drake's Island, $8 million.
All right.
So
I'm in.
Annie, what do you think?
It's fine. I mean, there wasn't a ton for us to say around it.
It is a good dinner party thing to know, though. Like, hey, did you hear about the island?
That's what we're looking for. Sure, we could have that conversation at dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
I give you a solid B+, but you're your own czar, so you're the one who decided that's an A+.
I'm going B+ too. A B, solid B.
Okay.
He furrowed his brow. Did you see that?
Annie, ignore anything that I sent you and talk about literally whatever you talk about, and we will grade you after. Ignore anything. And this is Annie. This is your slice.
All right, here we go. What do you have, Annie?
Well, it's interesting that you
anything. We're grading you. Anything.
One of the Bush sisters claims that when she
No, let's hear it.
I'm saving it for Halloween. I'm bringing that slice. I'm saving it for Halloween.
Which one though? Which one? This matters. Which one? Because there's the one that drank a lot. Which one?
Right.
Which one? Claimed?
We'll talk about this at Halloween. You guys come back around for the October 30th show, and we'll tell you. Here's my slice. Did you guys see that the U.S. Embassy in Australia, this is the one Jesse gave me, that the U.S. Embassy in Australia, they accidentally sent out a picture to everyone on their email list. Did you guys see this where a little cat was dressed up like Cookie Monster?
Yep.
And it said the title of the email was meeting, and it was sent out to everybody at the embassy in Australia. And when they opened it, it was just a picture of a cat wearing a Cookie Monster outfit, holding a bowl of cookies. It's adorable. I'll give you that, Jesse.
And it was a meeting invitation. But here's what I like about it.
Help us learn. Teach us what you liked about this slice.
Well, I went to the State Department and people started replying to the meeting. They're like, oh, there's a cat meeting at one of the offices. Here's what I think. The way this administration does, they don't apologize. They double down. The thing they should have done is had the cat pajama meeting. Like, this wasn't a mistake. Apologize for nothing. We're having a cat pajama meeting.
Have a cat pajama meeting. And dress like Cookie Monster, which is adorable.
But here's my question, though, because I think this leads us to this conversation. Have you ever sent an email that you didn't mean to send and meant to retract it? Has that ever happened to you?
In other words, were like it actually like that you accidentally press the send button like
yeah, or
midstream.
you type up an email and you hit send and you have regret. That's two different
Yeah.
things to me.
Yeah, that is two different
both,
things.
both.
The accidental send is different than the man. I shouldn't have written that email at 2:30.
Yeah.
That was like a bad,
Yeah.
it was a bad idea.
Both. Or
I've
you
done-
texted the wrong picture, texted the wrong person, something like that.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I mean, I
texting-
haven't
Which-
done the accidentally send a picture of a cat in Cookie Monster outfit, but I've certainly sent the email at 2 a.m. that I thought, the next morning I should not have sent that email at 2 a.m.
I've done that a few times. I've been the recipient of a
Two
huge
from me, I
mistake,
believe.
of a
No, I'm
huge
just kidding.
mistake of an email.
Really?
Back when I was writing for a different website, this wasn't relevant, but the editor in chief was changing. There was a transition in place, and the former editor
This
in
is
chief.
ironically, this was Cat Fancy Magazine, and they sent you an invitation to a retirement party, a cat pajama party.
They sent, he sent this individual sent an email to the new editor in chief in which he had a confidential list of all the freelance writers with their
No.
strengths and their weaknesses attached to it. Like what he
And
liked
did
about
everybody
them,
get it or just
what he
you?
did. We all got it. Everybody,
Oh,
the entire
wow.
writer team
Gosh.
got it. Along with things like, we pay this guy a little more than we pay everybody else. He asked for it, and it's
Whoa.
like, fine. I don't really use this guy unless we're really in a tight bind. He's not very good, but I feel
my
like
gosh.
it was
Oh,
it was
wow.
bad stuff. It was bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
I won't reveal who because I don't have their permission, but someone in my family this happened to. They were intending to email their boss about a coworker who had done something that the boss needed to be aware of, and kind of wrote a long email spelling it all out, and accidentally addressed the email to the coworker. Not
Oh,
the
for
boss.
sure.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's easy, that feels like an easy mistake.
Yeah, but you clear the air right there. You clear the
That's
air
true. That'll
right
fix it.
there.
I had
it
a
on the
friend who
table.
was a personal assistant and her boss was firing her and she checked his email as part of his job and her severance package was in his email and she didn't know she was being fired.
Oh,
And she saw her own severance
awful.
package.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That's a heartbreaker.
Yeah. So she walked into his office and was like, hey, I think I might be losing my job, huh? Bet my severance package is going up, huh?
oh man.
She got more money than they planned on giving her.
if I'm writing a sensitive email, I will not put in the recipient address. Like when I'm working on it,
Until the
like
bitter
I leave
I
it-
do the same thing. I always wait until after.
I leave it
because-
blank, and then
Really smart.
read it. Be sure, okay, put the at, and then
I do that with texting. Sometimes I'll write the whole text response in notes just to make sure I put it to the
sure.
right person and I say exactly what I want to say and then I'll move it
the
up.
only time I've done what we're talking about wasn't via email, is in one of those inter-office chat things, and I accidentally sent a message to a different person. It was a person that I was previously communicating with, and sent a different, unrelated. Anyway, I didn't realize till later that I went to the wrong person. That person went and did the thing that I was asking to be done, and it was weird that person would be doing it, you know?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And it kind of created an issue, and somebody actually ended up resigning.
Oh man.
Serious?
And we haven't heard from Eddie since.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't good, and it wasn't egregious or anything like that. It was like, it was odd. It shouldn't have led to the fallout that actually ended up happening.
You
but-
were like, Eddie, will you decide whether these slices are good enough? And the next thing you know, he's a goner.
He said A+, and you're like,
Yeah.
world's fattest dog, world's
He
fattest
don't-
cat, world's fattest monkey. I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait. What do they eat?
And then
How big are
resigned.
We're not talking about overweight animals. We're talking about the fattest.
The world will always wonder about the fattest bear. We'll never be able to tell them. So
Annie,
it's
listen.
unfortunate.
Hey, that slice, I don't know. Your intuition was very good, and you're a brilliant
cat in
mind
pajamas?
for bringing that, because look at the discussion it led to. And look at the
Yeah,
fun.
thank you
for
so
all
much
this
for
info.
Well, now we're
finding
all
that
sitting here
for me.
thinking about the regrets that we've had. Like, oh man, that was awful. Why
Shouldn't have sent that email. Shouldn't have done
I
that.
shouldn't have sent that email.
Plus.
Hey, I'll tell you, here's another slice, a quick slice
double plus, Annie.
story. Is a couple of weeks ago when Adam Smith was on the show, I had run a slice by Jesse, and Jesse had been like, if you can't find anything better, all right. And then that's the slice that Adam Smith brought.
Oh,
But he said it with his craggly, pseudo Australian accenty thing.
I knew he
And
would have a
Adam had
weird.
not run his slice by Jesse. And so then there I am. All of a sudden, my slice just got sliced. And Jesse's like, I'm so sorry. behind
Annie,
the curtain.
do you have any other grievances you'd like to get off your chest? Just lay it all out.
No,
lay
I
it
told
all
you
out.
from the start of the show, I'm having the best time.
I can tell. Seems like you're having a real ball. Been a real gas today, hasn't it?
Everybody who's listened for a while since Annie's joined the show. I mean, they're like, the Twitter feedback is, oh, I love Annie on the show. She's such a light. She
Very
just
sweet.
lifts the show. I love how she kind of hangs with the guys, but she's changed the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And now today.
And Cameron,
I will
led
say
with
this.
what a great time I'm having.
Hold on. I literally just got a text and it says, Tyler, you agree with me, right? Jesse's a big dumb jerk who knows nothing. Annie. wait. This is to Tyler. Wait, Annie.
Oh, so she texts like my dad. She puts
I
a
signed.
greeting and a signature in the text. Okay.
Hey, we got to talk about your dad for a second, Cameron, because Chandler, I know you're here, Chandler.
Yes.
Chandler put a little poll on Twitter the other day about whether we should have your dad on the show to talk about his book.
Yeah.
Because he was in the
So-
office, right? Didn't he come by?
So, yeah,
Book
my
in
dad's
hand.
genealogy book that he does print on demand on Amazon. We talked about it a couple months ago, and not only did Annie go on Amazon, find it, and purchase it, and again, this is just
Hold on.
I think he
Tell
did
her
about
why. Tell her why she purchased it, Annie. Tell Cameron why you purchased the book, because it had a note that this book was written for an audience of 2.
Yes, that's right. And so the
So-
two ended up being Jesse and I, because
My
we are
dad-
the two who've read it.
My dad ended up writing this book. He's been researching family history. He put it in book form to kind of memorialize it and give it to me and Chandler. And he wrote it to me and Chandler. We got talking about it on the show. And, Annie went and bought it. And then we got
did.
talking about that. And
And I
then
read
several.
it. So did Jesse, though. Jesse bought it. Didn't you, Jess?
I didn't even get it.
And then we saw on Twitter that several of you listeners went and bought it. And I got wondering, I know my dad doesn't listen to the show. He tells Chandler to let him know if he's ever mentioned, and he'll listen to that episode.
And you do it, right, Chandler?
Chandler. So much
I didn't tell
pressure,
him about
Chandler.
Yeah,
the
so we
book,
didn't
but
mention the book
other
thing.
times
We didn't mention the book
I've let
thing.
him know.
And I didn't know if he had like a Google alert or an Amazon alert about you've had sales. And, he only did it for family. So he buys some copies to give to family and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you guys are buying this genealogy book that he wrote. And I wondered if you noticed, right? So we had a family dinner, a birthday dinner a couple weeks ago. And I'm sitting next to him and I was like, so how's the book? Have you been noticing any changes?
Oh, you
or any-
totally seeded that
I was trying
conversation.
to get it out of him, right? And he goes, well, when I published it, or a few months ago, it was ranked out of all the books in the world, it was ranked number 2 million
On
And-
It was
Amazon.
pretty high. There's a lot of books
on
out
Amazon.
there. There's probably
Yeah.
hundreds of
And then-
I wouldn't be
millions.
too embarrassed about 2 million.
He said, but it's the weirdest thing. In the last few weeks, it shot up to 1 million. It's
A spike of
relevant
millions of
That's
spots.
the old relevant bump.
and I'm like, really? Why is that? Whatever. And I kind of had to fess up of I told him about the show. And I said, has anybody left a review? Yeah. He goes, yeah, I have 1 review. It's 5 stars. And I didn't know the person. This was so confusing to me. He said, it's 5 stars. Somebody left a review and it said simply, Cameron should really read this. and he's like, I didn't know the person's name. Do you know them? And I'm like, no, it's some stupid podcast listener. I'm sorry, whatever. And so anyway,
Edit that. Don't say stupid podcast listener.
I leave. Well, they were being funny. I leave the dinner early. Chandler's still there, hanging out, after party, as he tends to.
Can I pick up the story from here real quick? Because a few days later, Cameron and I are, we're talking over video messenger about some things. And he's like, hang on, my dad just walked in. His dad walks into the frame holding the book at face level so that I can see the
This
book.
is like 2 days ago.
And Cameron's like, hey, listen, I'm going to talk to my dad for a few. We'll talk later. So I have some other business I need to take care of with Chandler as a podcast audio thing.
Wait,
so
your
I
dad
called
walked
Chandler.
into the office, Cameron? And Chandler, that's what you were telling me?
So my dad runs his company is up probably 45 minutes north of here, and he never comes downtown. He never pops in ever. He would have texted me or something.
So here's the thing. I call Chandler after this. I think it was audio for the Christine Kane interview or whatever. And I'm like, hey, by the way, your dad just walked into the office. Chandler, what did you tell me at that point?
He had texted me the night before and said that he would be in Orlando on Friday and wanted to know if we'd be recording a podcast episode because he wanted to just show up because of this okay, so that night after Cameron
What
left,
have we done?
he was getting a real kick out of the fact that y'all talked about his book.
Yeah.
And
As old
So
people
did he
would
go
say,
back and listen
he was,
to him,
he
to the
was
episodes?
tickled. He was tickled.
I'm sure he did.
No, he absolutely did. He told me he did. He loved it. He thought it was the best.
Yeah. So he, I'm about to leave, and he comes out
And
and
he was
kind of serious.
beaming when he had the book.
Absolutely. Kind of serious is like, could you get me to be the featured guest on the podcast to talk about my genealogy?
So this
book?
is that night, the dinner party or whatever. I left early. He corners Chandler and says, "Can you get me on the show?"
Yeah.
And Chandler goes on to Twitter.
Well,
Yeah. Chandler makes it a public decision, which
Here
I
we
actually
go.
really respected Chandler.
I mean, yeah, you can make a little joke out of it or whatever, but he was not joking at all. He was 100% dead serious.
Right.
Yeah.
So he goes on Twitter and puts a poll out there. My dad just told me he wants to come on the show to talk about his genealogy book. What should I do?
Yeah.
And he did 3 choices, and it was 1,
Ask him.
ask Cameron.
Yeah.
2,
Well, yeah, because he actually framed it in, can I convince you to have him on the show? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like be
oh,
kinda be
Chandler,
his,
he was using you to
You
get
are
to
right,
Cameron.
Chandler.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are right in the middle of this, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are in
Oh,
the middle.
dude.
So and there was like ask Cameron. 2, tell him no. 3, just have him pop in and do it without telling anybody.
Just
right?
do it unannounced.
There was a
Which
3.
was
Have
my
him show
Chandler
up in the
tweeted
middle of the
this.
show.
750 of you voted on this poll. 750 people voted on this poll.
I was shocked when I saw how many people went
it was
for it.
overwhelmingly okay. There were literally like 4 votes for just tell him straight up no, and I did all 4 of those votes. I logged in.
I'm sure there was a couple of people who said
I
no,
logged
but-
in to multiple Twitter accounts so I could re-vote no. Just
Yeah.
tell him straight up no, and then 99% of you said just have him come in and do it.
I think it was
That's
like,
so funny.
upper 80s%.
so. I see them a few days later.
So that's the thing is, I was just doing that on Twitter. I was not going to actually say anything. I was just
Of
going to
course.
let it,
Yeah.
Sure,
ride
sure.
out. He's going to forget. He might bring it up once or twice.
Yeah,
but,
no big deal. And
yeah.
so a few days later, I tell them about the poll because it was funny, right? And that's the last we ever heard of it. This was a couple of weeks ago. And then literally during the
just shows
workday
up.
a few days ago, my dad shows up at the office unannounced.
Oh yes, no.
God,
So
I love this
Thursday
so
night, he
much.
was like, "Hey," so he thinks he thought it was hilarious that people wanted him to just show up, and he was again not joking. He's like, "Oh, so I'm just going to do that." So he's like, do you guys record on Friday?" I said, "No, we release on Friday, but we record on Tuesday." and I was like, "I don't condone this, but just we record
don't
around
condone
9:30 in the
this.
morning.
Yeah.
So if you
he
were
showed
to
up in the
just
morning.
hypothetically show up at 10, you would be showing up in the middle of our recording." I guess he misunderstood that Friday morning was not when we were recording
He
because
showed up then. He
Yeah.
showed up like in the mid morning. And I was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
No, he got the time right, just got the day wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Oh,
brought
you
copies of his
guys.
book.
Yeah.
And I want to unveil right now, Chandler, go open the studio door, please. Guess who
Oh, I
has
wish.
righted that
I wish.
wrong?
I wish.
So yeah. 750 of you voted and my dad showed up on the wrong day. So that's the end of the story. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
my
where it
God.
is. Maybe.
That is the best story. And he showed
I
up
hope-
on the wrong
hey,
day.
Annie, name drop the title real quick because I think we need to get these sales. Here's the goal. We need to get this up into the hundreds of thousands. Annie, what's the title of the book
I
one time?
have to find it. I don't remember.
where we fit in.
Where we
Where
fit
We
in
Fit In by Stephen
by
Strang.
Steve Strang.
Purchase. Let's break that thing into the top $500,000.
Even if people just get the Kindle, but the paperback's beautiful. I may bring it when I come to Orlando next week
my
and get
goodness.
Steve to come down and sign it.
Oh, he would.
And if
he
you're,
would
if you're
he would
interested,
love
Annie,
nothing
I'm
more.
down to get a Nashville book club going. Make the one
I've
book,
already
one
finished it.
Nashville.
I would love to
2018.
discuss it. I've already finished it. I can tell you way more about Chandler and Cameron's family than I wish I knew.
Great, you can put together like
I
a
don't know.
discussion
I've been
guide.
to a lot of dinners with
Isn't
them.
there a
I've-
chapter that's called like Scallywags or something? And
Yes.
it's like all
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
while
great.
he was here, he was in genealogy tale mode, and like it was just regaling the tales of the
Was he
things in the
just
book.
stopping people
Like,
and telling them?
Why? As I was introducing
Anytime
him
he's
around,
here, though, he's just trying to talk to everybody.
And
like he's trying to interrupt whatever.
my dad's one of those
So
dads that
sweet.
like I used to be embarrassed by him. I used to like when I was in high school, I was mortified, right? And now I just kind of like let him do his thing. You just let him wander around.
I think
And
it's
He's probably
hilarious.
just so proud.
It is hilarious.
Well-
he's a proud. He's rightly proud.
But like,
why not
well,
come?
yeah.
my dad's the sort of dad that like we don't have a big team, and like okay, Amy's been working here 5 years. He doesn't remember. He's met her 15 times, and every time introduces himself to her. And John David too, our creative director. He said, yes, sir, we've met, And so he was going around, and we were back in the studio, and Tyler Daswick was back there working solo, and he was back in the mix room by himself, like working on a story without distraction, right? And we're in the doorway, and my dad like introduces himself, and this is Tyler. And my dad's like, Tyler, like half your staff's named Tyler. Oh, hey, Tyler, hey, you ever heard about, I have a Tyler story. And at that point, I just walked away.
Yeah.
Right?
No, and you left him with Daz? You just left him?
Oh, yeah. I was like, he's on his own now. I mean, and my dad's standing in the doorway, so Tyler Daswick is blocked.
That's his favorite thing is to talk about a name story. Like I'm gonna.
It's a great conversation starter.
As I'm walking out of the studio, I hear in the distance that he'd gotten to the point in the story where the phrase "Tippecanoe and Tyler too" was being uttered.
Yeah. Oh
and he was
my God!
regaling him with the stories of presidential Tylers.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry feels like he has to have the matching Jerry Lewis cufflinks to have it in the conversation. They already have it in. They have the same name, Jerry.
That's brilliant.
Anyway. That's my dad. So, Annie, when you're down here to record in the studio, maybe Chandler will give him a heads up to pop in. So,
who knows?
I will say this, Jesse. You said to my dad on Skype when he came in, you said that you told me that you thought it would be a great idea for, as my house is getting finished, for my guest room to have a copy of this book on the nightstand.
1,000%.
It is a fantastic idea.
And so he thought that was a great idea and gave me a second copy. So I have one for the nightstand.
Well, I look forward to my next visit even more.
He really listened and did things about it. Oh.
Yeah, well, he was walking around with it.
I'm embarrassed that's my first relationship moment with Steve Strang. I thought we should have been introduced
on
first.
The night table next to the guest bed right now. It had better be.
There is no guest bed.
Couldn't you get a new cover and everything? Like get a really nice leather bound cover for it. Like that could be a good Christmas present.
Cameron comes home and the contractors are thumbing through it. Like, oh, did you see this? Did you see this? Like the guy redoing your roof. You're like, hey, not much roofing got done today, and he's like. And that's how the Strang family came together. And he closes the book. He's like, you're right. I didn't. You have a really bad leak. I should have patched that up today, but I was riveted. This is riveting.
It is. It's very interesting.
Oh, right. Well, we all have that family member, right?
No, nobody's putting together
I do, Cameron. We've talked about it. I do. My mom is that.
I would be delighted to have a book like that about my family.
I would love to have a history of the Huckabee family. I have no idea.
I should bring mine when I come to Orlando so you can see it, Cameron. I'll bring my copy of the Downs family one.
Okay,
Mike, Sarah, all the Huckabees. I want to know the story, Tyler. Like you and your delightful
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The Huckabee tree, all the apples stay real nice and
some
tight.
of us make it into the White House, and some of us are here podcasting. So it's really, we come in all types.
Are you? Do you think you're related directly to either Mike or Sarah?
Apparently not.
I mean, I think if it's one, it's both, right?
I'm either I'm not related to, according to what I'm told, is that there is no obvious connection between it's not like a super common name, so you'd think somewhere.
Yeah, I would think, and just knowing you, I would think you're related to Sarah Huckabee.
Yeah.
You seem.
It's like looking in a mirror. Honestly,
every time my dad, there's a new audience at a dinner, a family dinner or whatever, and he'll start talking about the genealogy thing. He'll be like, "It's really interesting. I was able to trace it this far back." Blah, blah, blah. I go, it's like, and he'll try to set the context of how wide. How wide our connectedness goes and whatever. And I'm like, Dad, if you believe the biblical account, then we all just go back to Noah. I mean, we're all connected, and
you do that to him. That's so brutal.
Every time.
I will say this. That's not true. My family was stowaways on the ark. I know it. They stowed away on that ark.
I mean, if anybody.
No relation to Noah. No relation.
All right. Tyler, it's time for your slice.
I know. Well, I feel like the pressure is really on this time. I'll try to make
you're
this.
You're going to get graded if you'll recall.
Well, yeah. I'm wondering, have any of you guys ever made I'm kind of thinking of a Goonies situation, or maybe even a Buttercream Gang. Have you ever made a really big find? Like you're just walking in the park. You have one of those situations where you're you stumble across something that's either sort of really old or really unexpected. Does anybody have any stories like that?
You know what's funny? I talked to my buddy of mine who I told a story about years ago, who was at work one day and he went to take the trash out at back and he saw a Davy Crockett hat sitting on top of the garbage can. So you can remember this story?
I remember this story as a listener.
He saw like the straight up Davy Crockett hat, the tail, everything, and he's like, this is unbelievable. Like, Davy Crockett hat. Like, if I come back into work wearing a David Crockett hat, everyone's going to be like, dude, that is the dopest hat I've ever seen. You know what I'm talking. You know what a Davy Crockett hat is,
Oh,
right?
of course. Yeah,
it's
coonskin
fur
cap.
around, and
Yeah.
it's got the straight up raccoon,
Raccoon
tail.
Oh.
And he's like, who on earth would throw out a Davy Crockett hat? This is unreal. I'm going to walk.
And leave it on
this
the
is
top
best day
of the
ever.
trash. Yeah.
He reaches in there and he grabs it, and suddenly a raccoon goes, "Hass!" And it was like an angry raccoon that had fallen asleep on top of the garbage can. And he reached on it thinking there was a Davy Crockett hat. So, Tyler, so you're talking about something like that, but in this case, had it actually been the Davy Crockett hat, a find like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that's
I think if Pharrell unironically wore a Davy Crockett hat, like
It
he
would come
wore the
back.
Arby's hat, it would
it would
totally come back.
I would
Yeah.
wear a Davy Crockett hat if it was like if I wasn't just the guy who wore a Davy Crockett hat everywhere, but it was like, oh, those are like kind of in that like, oh,
It's
that
an-
bold fashion choice.
It is a bowl. It's an interest. Like, I haven't seen one in years. And if
No.
I saw one at the store, I would probably be like, that dude is awesome, man. Or
But it
that,
seems
that
prime
woman is
for a
awesome.
Pharrell. It seems like Pharrell would be the guy. It seems
It really
prime
does.
for him to.
It's got the whole striped tail and everything,
Uh-huh.
you know?
It would have to be kind of like a little bit of a twist on one, like maybe not a real raccoon, like a unicorn, like some
Yeah, I
neon
don't know how
colors in it or
ethical that
something.
is. I don't know how ethical the David Crockett hat is, but
But was it the biggest raccoon ever? Was it the fattest raccoon ever? That's the
He was falling
question.
asleep because it's very overweight. I mean, he took two hands. He thought it was a gigantic.
There used to be
He thought it was
another
like a
one
coat-sized
that was the
Davy
fattest
Crockett
one,
hat.
but now that one is the fattest one, and that is
Yeah.
newsworthy.
And honestly, you can just put it on your head. It doesn't. You don't have to kill it. It's just fat and lazy. It'll just sit up
It
there.
can't
until you
even
take it
move.
off.
I will say this
Such
is so
a
fat.
slice.
It hurts your neck. You need a neck brace after it. But anyway, it's a very fat raccoon. World's fattest, actually. Okay, Tyler, what do you?
All right. So this slice takes place in Sweden. I could try to pronounce the place name in Sweden itself, but these are not letters in any alphabet I ever learned. So we'll have to skip over that part. This happened in Sweden. There was an 8-year-old girl who was staying she was at a vacation house with her family that was near a lake. Her dad asked her to go out since the water had receded a little bit and put out some buoys to warn other ships that the water had receded a little further than
That's a
than it
very
usually was.
thoughtful. First off,
Which
what
is
a thoughtful
extreme.
family.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never thought, hey, water's receded. Honey, can you go out and put some buoys out for oncoming passenger boats? Like, you know, it's the
And I'm already
kind
getting
thing
a
to
picture
do.
of kind
That's
of
some
like
good planning.
like this family is maybe not quite like this is more like mid-century. Like this feels like something you would do back in the 1800s.
Yeah, it's just like common. That was just a common thing. Oh, water's receded. Got to put out the warning buoys. Like, who does? What a weird thing to do.
In my mind, and maybe this is just how I picture everybody in Sweden. I apologize to our Swedish listeners, but it's all kind of happening in like in like Gangs of New York era clothing. Like they all
Yeah.
kind of look like Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
And this is probably not accurate. This is probably insensitive. This is just where my mind is right now, and I would love to
Go
be
Sweden,
corrected.
Sweden.
This can be our editorial question of the week. Correct Tyler's understanding of Swedish culture. So this 8-year-old girl goes out and she's dutifully, an 8-year-old is putting out buoys. I don't know how to do that as an adult man. And she said she found what she thought at first was a stick. She says, I picked it up and was going to drop it in the water, but it had a handle and I saw that it was a little bit pointy at the end and all rusty. I held it up in the air. Stop. So do you have the picture?
This is a great slice so far. This is a great slice. I'll give you that.
An 8-year-old Swedish girl, cute
Holding a
kid,
sharp stick.
blonde hair flowing in the wind on the edge of a lake as the
Voice.
the sea waves and the
Sound of
salt
music.
just comes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And,
okay.
and she's
Yeah.
holding up what you've probably
Brown
by now
noser.
guessed is an ancient sword, an ancient actually Viking sword.
They
that
just,
has,
yeah.
that has just been
I thought you were
sitting
going to say
there.
a magic wand. Sword's
Well,
cooler.
This is which I think makes her the queen of Sweden now. Actually,
I mean, legally,
The sword in the
Viking
stone.
she did not find the Viking sword. The Viking sword
Found her.
Yeah, exactly. That's
She was
Good,
how.
Jesse.
like, I'm sure a number of other people came by and tried to get this sword up, but they couldn't pick. It was too heavy. They weren't worthy. And then here comes this 8-year-old whose given name, this is true. Her name is Saga. SAGA, Saga, plucked up 1,000-year-old Viking sword, held it aloft, reclaimed the crown of Sweden, as was foretold by the ancient prophecies, and she took it back to her parents and said, Daddy, I found a sword. Her father, now her loyal subject as well, apparently had a friend has a friend with some archaeological background, fortunately, who confirmed that it was an ancient sword, and she had to keep it a secret while archaeologists were looking at it. They want to give it to a museum. I don't think that they can legally do that.
To be fair, I can totally see how that's a better slice than a fat bear. I got it. I see it.
I will say this, though. If there's one law that proceeds, if you find an ancient Viking sword in the receded waters of the ocean and hoist it up, that you become king, it's finders keepers. That doesn't belong in the museum. That belongs under her bed. That sword is rightfully Saga's.
On her hip, not even under her bed. She's got to wear that thing. She's the queen now.
Imagine if she had also found a Davy Crockett hat. And you have this 8-year-old wielding a Viking sword wearing a Davy Crockett hat. That all of a sudden goes from a really cool, sweet story to that kid's a psycho. Stay away from the kid. He's got a Davy Crockett hat and a Viking sword. What a weird combo. They're up to no good.
Up to no good.
A representative from the museum said, why it has come to be there, we don't know. You don't know because it wasn't meant for you. When we searched a couple of weeks ago, we found another prehistoric object there, a brooch from around the same time period as the sword. So that means that maybe it was a place of sacrifice. So that's the slice that I got. That's
awesome. Really good.
You win slices.
I see. I'm getting some understanding now, Slice Czar, of why that was better.
All right, well, that'll do it for slices. Stay tuned. Up next, John Mark Comer joins us.
I'm still easy-minded, and your heart still divided. Won't you just turn your blinder and see the world that I've left for you?
You're listening to Isaac Lewis. The song is Easy Minded. It's about Jesse. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Astrid S. with Emotion. Well, today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store even, it's all included with your Squarespace website. I've been building sites with Squarespace for years, and it is a simple, intuitive process. And by my own 2 cents, their templates that you start from are the best in the industry. They look fantastic. Squarespace even makes adding a domain to your site simple. If you sign up for a year, you'll receive a custom domain for free. And if you want to make money with your site, you can design a best-in-class online store with their award-winning templates, customizable settings, and a lot more, all without a single plugin. Hundreds of thousands of businesses are using Squarespace Commerce to track inventory, process orders, and send custom emails in one intuitive interface. You should check it out. They even have great customer service. And right now they're doing a special deal for Relevant Podcast listeners. You can go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace, set your website apart. Well, John Mark Comer is the pastor of downtown Portland's Bridgetown Church. He's a popular speaker and the author of the new book, God Has a Name. It's not Frank. In the book, he looks at how we think about God and his identity, how that dramatically affects our relationship with him, and also what the Bible says about growing in that relationship. We recently spoke with John Mark about the book and how writing it helped change his own life. Here's part of Jesse's conversation with John Mark Comer.
So let's start with God Has a Name.
Yeah.
What made you want to write that book?
I think, Dallas Willard used to say that what comes into your mind when you think about God is the most important thing about you.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, riffing on A.W. Tozer back in the middle of the last century, his whole line. And I never used to believe that. But I remember when I was in seminary, my professor was just obsessed with this passage in Exodus. And it was a passage I'd never paid attention to before. And he was the first one to brought to mind just that it's the most quoted verse in the Bible by the Bible. which was news to me.
Yeah.
And so we just came back to it a lot, and I found that the description of God's name in Exodus started to really like get traction with my own heart, and it really kind of reshaped some of my view of God, especially coming from a more soft fundamentalist background. The idea of God's default setting being compassion, but still mixed with truth. Now that I'm in a progressive city, which is where everybody's like into the God is compassion thing, it's the other aspect, the justice part.
That's the hard part.
Yeah. So I think frankly it just really reshaped my view of God, and that's where it started.
Do you feel like the word God, especially in kind of modern culture, has developed some baggage just because of kind of, the history of kind of church in America, that when we think God's name.
I mean, I think, there's the history of the church in America. There's also pluralism. And then, you know what I mean, where God means different things to different people from different places around the world and different traditions. And then there's, just the secular thing.
Yeah.
So, I think God is an idea, not the English word God is a name for a category that different people project different ideas into.
Yeah.
And so that's why more specificity around Yahweh in the Old Testament, the writings of Scripture, and Jesus himself are like just over the top important. Otherwise, we just project onto God all of our own anger, desires, frustration, hopes, opinions, just all get projected into this idea.
Yeah, it's interesting because God is sort of like a blank canvas, like the word God can be a blank canvas.
Yes, that's why I think we need to use it less and less and less just by itself.
Yeah.
Because it's not a common denominator anymore.
What do you suggest people replace it? Like even just like, when people pray to themselves, like, God, help me with this, you know what I mean? Like, what? But sometimes.
Well, not with their own name.
But like, what do you suggest? Because name is important because it carries meaning. So when you kind of think about God, from a name.
I think language is less important than the ideas that come into your mind. So Jesus called God Father, and I think that's a great place to start. But yet there's emotional trauma for some people around praying to God as Father. And really, when Jesus said that, he drew you to mind from this deep reservoir of the Hebrew Scriptures and the Hebrew story, this whole vision of who God was. So I think it's a little less important to know, like, what the exact title or language or name. The Scripture is full of all sorts of names for God. I think it's more important that people think in line with Jesus and in line with the library of Scripture when they mentally and emotionally come before God in prayer or anything.
Yeah. The average age of the Rutherford Reader is 27.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back and tell your 27-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
I think it's just that who I become through my apprenticeship to Jesus is the most important thing in life. I think in your 20s, you're so focused on building a life, which we usually define as a career and potentially a marriage or family or reputation or a skill set or, vocation, which is all great stuff. And I think we need to do that and all that stuff matters. But I think it's easy to push off like the work of character development and personal growth or emotional health, whatever you want to call that. And I think, to push it off is just to limit your capacity for a longer time, And the earlier you get started on dealing with your stuff, I think the better. So I think I was just so focused on accomplishment in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I would have said like, oh yeah, like who I am matters. But I think that I was in such a rush to construct a life that I didn't realize that the most important things are who I am. And that means I have to go slower to focus on that, on the becoming.
Yeah, that's powerful. And it is easy to ignore.
Yeah.
In the rush.
Oh, totally. 100%.
What's one book you think everyone should read?
The Spirit of the Disciplines by Dallas Willard.
Instantly.
Oh yeah, it's the top of the list.
Yeah.
It's a pain to read.
Yeah.
But I read it every year, and I think I'm just now beginning to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's been life-changing for me. Yeah. Although in my 20s, the book that shaped me the most in my college and 20s was The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer. Mm-hmm. And I just went back and reread it. It's probably been 10, 15 years since I read it.
Yeah.
And I was expecting it to kind of sound like a little bit, I don't know, outdated or more fun. And it was incredible. I was like, man, this is This is a stunning read.
When you read those time, like I come back to like Orthodoxy by Chesterton.
Yeah,
and
it's like there's a
you're
reason.
Like, this could be today. Like,
Yes.
I could read this today.
It's today. And Pursuit of God, you know the story behind that? He wrote it on a train.
No.
So he was in Chicago and he had a speaking engagement, I don't remember where, in Tennessee or something like that. And it was an overnight train ride.
Oh, wow.
So he got like a train compartment and he sat down, opened up a pad of paper, ordered a cup of coffee. And when they pulled into his destination the next morning, he had written this book. So it's not very long, but I mean, it reads like it makes you question like the doctrine of inspired scripture. You're like, wait a minute, is the canon closed? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, but it's a stunning read, and it really, I think, shaped me on a trajectory toward the pursuit of God. Even the God Has a Name book was kind of even my hope was that it would do to people what Pursuit of God did to me when I was 19 or whenever I first read that, which just kind of like propelled me into a life of intimacy with God.
That was John Mark Comer, the Jesse Carey interview, not Tyler Huckabee.
One day.
Up next, feedback.
Do you love the printed Word of God? Or are you a Bible app user who maybe just misses reading a physical Bible? Try Filament, a new Bible from Tyndale House Publishers. Filament is a high-quality, premium print Bible. And when you want to get a little bit deeper, access the free Filament app for iOS and Android devices. The app features patent-pending page recognition technology. Simply scan the Bible page number, and you're instantly connected to a world of study materials, devotionals, interactive visuals, videos, and more, all centered around the page you're reading. So get the best out of print and digital in one Bible. To learn more and watch a video of Filament in action, visit filamentbible.com.
You're listening to Mansur Brown. The song is Back South. All right, well, it is now time for our weekly give back. Our time where we help you live your best life now. It is time for our Ask Jesse segment.
Ask Jesse.
Now, normally on the segment, Annie is here, but a little behind the scenes magic, she left. So
I demanded she leave. It got too contentious, as you could hear, and I said,
"Don't let people think that that's not true." She had some shit to get to, and she regrets missing this segment because it's the highlight of her week. She said, "The highlight of her week." All right, you guys.
I'll say that on a slow week, it's the highlight. Well, on a week that another very large animal, the largest of its species, is not discovered, this is the highlight. So.
You guys have been hitting us up on Twitter at Rolling Podcast. You've been using hashtag Ask Jesse and sending us your life conundrums, your situations that you need advice from Jesse about. He's not seen these. He's not prepped in any way. I'm going to read them, some of the ones we found to him. Here we go. Greg Hackenberg asks Jesse, I'm a busy man who doesn't have a lot of free time to spend at the gym lifting weights. Also, I'm pretty lazy. How can I get completely jacked while investing minimal time and effort into exercise?
That is a great question, Greg. And fortunately, I have an answer for you. And it involves something that a lot of our listeners are familiar with and that we've talked about a lot, the power team. And if there's one thing I've learned from them, conventional exercise and conventional weightlifting is totally overrated. Here's what you need to do. It's great for your laziness. Find all the telephone books you can. While you watch TV, just practice tearing them. Just tear. You go page by page. You go page by page at first. Hey, all right, how about this? Start with A through C in the telephone book, and you're just ripping, 3 letters at a time in the white pages or whatever. All of a sudden, you're working your way up to telephone book. You're going to have the physique of a power team member and maybe even learn some spiritual truths while you're doing so, because as we know, tearing a phone book in half is also all manner of spiritual metaphor. So, mind, body, spirit there, Greg. Sit on the couch and tear phone books. Pretty fun. You're welcome.
Jesse, there's actually a lot of great questions this week, so I like that you're burning through it pretty quick. Okay, Rebecca asks, she says, Jesse, last October, I got a bad cold. Last October, and it's still going strong, except for a couple of weeks during the summer. I've been coughing and sneezing for a year. I haven't been able to breathe through my nose in months, and I'm beyond exhausted. How do I get the virus to go away? Asked Jesse.
This one's actually kind of serious. I think she has mono, and I think she needs to see the doctor. Real talk. You have mono kissing disease, and I would see a physician because I think you can get an antibiotic for that. But if that doesn't work, I think you need to do. Here's what I did when I was sick day, and I'm convinced there's some medicinal thing about it. When I was a kid and I got sick, you know what you do? You put on your most comfortable clothes, you get all the snacks you can, and you watch Price is Right, like every morning. Because that's all they do when you're a sick kid. And guess what? Sick kids get healthy. Price is Right binge marathon if the doctor and the legitimate mono treatment that you need doesn't work. I would binge watch some Price is Right. I always felt better as a kid.
That's good. Lindsay's asking you, what's the best way to fake that I'm a busy adult to my friends while secretly eating cookies in bed every night and binge watching Netflix?
Easy. Bluetooth. If you Bluetooth, hold on. Bluetooth and a cell phone belt clip. Okay, here's the thing. I think I've talked about this. If you're wearing those two accessories, people assume you're busy. I'll say, hey, the other trick is I'd invest in a lot of polos, like striped polo shirts, tuck them into your jeans. If you see someone walking around with a polo tucked into jeans with a cell phone belt clip and a Bluetooth in, they assume you have no time for anything but, TCB, taking care of business. You'll look like the busiest person and the most irritable person around, but they'll assume you got nothing but business you got to do. You got a Bluetooth in all the time. Your cell phone is in like a gun holster on your hip. People will know you're busy. That's easy.
That's right.
That is easy.
Leah Wykers asked you, she says, I had surgery on Friday. And the doctors tell me I have to rest at home for 2 weeks before resuming any regular activities. I'm already a bit restless. Got any activities to help me pass the time that won't break open all the incisions in my abdomen?
Oh, wow. It's an abdominal surgery. Well, I'm glad she specified that because I was going to recommend a couple rounds of Ab Repair X from P90X. Really get that core strengthened. But if that's off the table, I don't know if I can help her because usually when I'm bored at home, I'm just doing crunches. That's usually my default. So I mean, if crunches are off the table, I don't know if I can help you. I don't know. Learn to build like a house of cards. That looks pretty fun.
A house of cards. Yeah, all right, Clara Tinney says, Jesse, so this just happened. What would you do if you found a $20 bill in a parking lot and there's no way to know who lost it?
Well, that's easy. Immediately spend it, and then your conscience is clear. I mean, there's nothing you could. It's like Jesse, the Viking story.
There was a very special Andy Griffith show about this.
And what happened? I want to hear what Andy's advice was. You got to turn it into the mayor of Mayberry and wait.
The boys had to turn it in to the town lost and found, and after 90 days. Because they did the right thing, they got the money.
90 days. No one's going to claim. Here's the real talk. What you need to do: immediately go and this is called pressing. Right? Mm-hmm. Literally press your luck. That is a lucky thing that you found. A $20 bill is gifted to you.
Go for the big parlay is what you're talking about.
You go right to 7-Eleven, buy a bunch of Scratch Lotto tickets, and turn that $20 into $20,000. And then if someone comes walking in, hey guys, you're not gonna believe this. I had $20. It was for a birthday present for my young child. It blew away. Have you seen it? You look at them right in the eye. You flash the lottery ticket and go, "Nope, sucker, never seen it." But guess who just won 20 grand? And look, man, that's your gift. That is your gift. Go buy lottery tickets with it.
All right, this is the last question. A lot of female questions this week. Lots of female questions. I guess they want to know, a lot of these women want to know what's in the heart and mind of a man,
Yeah. Well,
it's such a mystery.
Peek behind the curtain.
They picked a wise one.
This one fits. You're from the land of lovers.
That's right.
As we talked about on the last podcast.
Virginia.
I'm so curious where this question's going to go.
Yeah. Well, it's Jess. It's Jess is her Twitter name. I'm assuming her name is Jess. She says, I'm almost done with my master's program in counseling and still don't have a man. In your professional opinion, what's the best way to lure in a husband?
Oh, well, I mean, I will say this. It's about standing out from the crowd. You know, like even with there's a lot of women out there with master's degrees, you know, and she is going to need to work on a unique skill that will set her out from, you know, all the other ladies out there. And so like, I'm not a big advocate of beauty pageants, right? But they have the talent. They have the talent portion. Most of the talents are singing, like 90%. You get that one from Delaware. She's out there doing ventriloquism. Okay. You know, she's drinking a glass of water, but the puppet's still talking, right? All eyes on Delaware at that point. You got a unicyclist. You got a juggler. That's how you stand out from the crowd. Develop a unique skill. And I gave you 3. And if you can combine the 3, I guarantee you'll find the love of your life in no time. Ventriloquism, unicycling, and juggling. Who is this woman? My princess has arrived. You know, develop those 3 skills. I guarantee you, you will be married in a year. It's that simple. It's that simple. What man could say no? Because he sees traits that he will gladly pass off to his children one day that will set them apart in the world.
I think the answer that you just gave, what comes to mind to me is not, would you go on a DC Talk cruise? You know, it's like, it's not, would you go on a DC Talk cruise? It's like, you know, yeah, I'll be cheesy. You can go ironically. It's when I think about going on the DC Talk cruise, it's that I'm there with the other people who are on a DC Talk cruise non-ironically.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to be surrounded by those people. What you just said to her might not attract the type of man she would actually want to marry.
She didn't say that. She
She
landed a man.
Just said a man.
A man. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to get a weird unicyclist. You're going to get the kind of guy who shops at that weird store at the mall that, like, you know, the old mall in town that now has a store that sells like swords and weird board games. You're going to attract the type of guy that hangs out at that place, but you didn't specify, and that's on you, not me. So
okay. There you go.
Or you could just hang out at that store, you know?
Well, great advice. I'm sure all of these people are going to be better for it. If you guys want to join next week's Ask Jesse segment, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You can use the hashtag Ask Jesse, and he will benevolently help all of you out. It's very gracious of you to do this for everybody, Jesse.
You're welcome. I'm going to start charging. So, you know, we enjoy the free ride while it lasts, listeners, because soon I'm opening up my own business.
Life coaching is a real thing. I mean, you can hire Carmen to be your life coach.
Yeah, it's $700 an hour.
So what you're doing is the crack dealer model. You're going to give them a taste for free,
taste.
And then when they
change
get hooked,
a couple lives,
you're going to charge them.
Change a couple lives, and other people want to get on that train. And you know, at that point, you know, they're heavily indebted to me. You know, because I don't just accept currency. I accept interesting things in exchange. So I'm willing to barter, but it's not coming free anymore after the next week. So.
All right. Well, many thanks to our guest, John Mark Comer, for joining us. His new book is called God Has a Name. Don't skip ahead to the end and ruin the surprise. That's all I would say. You can follow him on Twitter at John Mark Comer. And as Annie said earlier, check out his podcast every week. It's phenomenal. Thanks to our episode sponsor for making the show possible. Remember, you can go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Hey, while you're online, head over to the podcast app or wherever you aggregate your shows and subscribe to the new season of the Love and Money podcast. It's out now. Our team produces it with the team at Bright Peak, and we have a new host this year, Liz Bohannon. Joined the crew. It's a phenomenal new season. Go check it out. Just launched last week. And if you like the show, normally I say go leave a review. We assume you already did that. Subscribe to the magazine. It's way better. It's way better than the show. The magazine, you can go to relevantmagazine.com/subscribe, and there's a great deal going on now. And check us out on Twitter and Instagram, and we're posting stuff every day. Follow along.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you. Okay, well, on that note, watch this. This is called the editing magic. Annie is gone, but here we go. Watch this. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
I'm Annie F. Downs.
Whoa.
Mind blown. If she were in a beauty pageant, time travel would be her talent.
And we will see you guys on Friday when Jesse and I get back from Space Camp.
Will you let it bleed? Oh.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Did you forget that I've got a thing called emotion? You live and you let till you start to bleed. How would I know? 'Cause you left the wound wide open.
If the world's fattest bear had something to do with the White House haunting, you could bring it.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.